Honk.
What is up, everyone? Welcome to CKN, back with another interview with my special guest, Shawn Thacker. Shawn, it's an absolute pleasure to have you on the show.
Thank you. Hello, everyone.
So, season 3, let's go straight into it. So, tell us how you felt, getting your slight role in Cobra Kai season 3 and pretty much the whole process with that.
It took we saw the audition maybe about like a week ago before I had submitted myself. And then whenever we submitted my parents, and I think we were going to theater at the time and they submitted me, and I had found out that I got it that same night. And then after I had got out of theater, we drove straight down.
That must have been such a moment for you, like, wow, like just surreal, like it's actually happening. But like, I mean, what were your expectations as when that happened? Like, what were you thinking about Cobra Kai and all that kind of stuff at the moment?
Well, I didn't watch Cobra Kai beforehand, and so I didn't really know who they were.
Okay.
But I like a lot of research on the way down there, and whenever I got to set, I didn't really know who Martin Cove was at the time, or Hawk and them. And I saw Billy the second day on set, and so I knew who he was, and so that was shocking.
Yeah. Right. It must have been when you realized the gravity of how big Cobra Kai has got. It probably hit you quite a lot then, and yeah, especially when you realize, did you watch the original Karate Kid, like, or anything like that before you even knew about Cobra Kai? Oh, so you really went in blindly then.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm guessing that same night you went and watched all of Cobra Kai, and then obviously you watched Karate Kid films with your family.
Yeah.
So what do you think of the Karate Kid as a whole, like the way it's influenced people and just generally like being a part of it now? Like, how do you feel about that?
I just like it because it brings in people that grew up watching the Karate Kid in the 80s, and then kids today with Cobra Kai, and it's just lets everyone be involved, and it's amazing.
Right. It's like it's great for all generations. So people my age, your age, our parents. It's like a show. It's like a family show for everyone. And I think that's the greatness, like you said, to it. It really appeals to a lot of people. Obviously, season 3 had this mass influx of new fans, because it dropped on Netflix. Yeah. And when the show's on Netflix, it's the real deal. And being a part of that, no matter if you got a big role or a small role, it's always going to be special. So like, what was it like meeting William Zabka and the cast members you worked with for the first time? Because you must have been like, yeah, I don't know these guys, but afterwards you obviously knew.
I wasn't really nervous when I met Martin Cove or Jacob Veteran because I didn't know who they were. But I think the second day on set was when I knew who they all were, and I saw Sholo the second day, and William, Billy, and Peyton List, and then I knew who they were, and then it was, I think maybe Robbie was there, I'm not sure, just on the park, maybe.
Right. I mean, a lot of there must have been a lot of cast members you met, because you obviously were in a lot of the scenes where, like you said, Sholo, Peyton, Jacob, the scenes in particular, obviously in the park with Eagle Fan Karate, and then the moment with Johnny in the school, and then of course you were in Cobra Kai as well. That scene with Clarence was hilarious. I asked Owen this the other day. I was like, what actually happened to Clarence? Obviously you didn't have a live snake, but that was a very interesting scene. I love the humor. So what do you think about watching Cobra Kai when you had the chance after auditioning and being involved in the show? Like, what did you think of the show itself?
Oh, I loved it. It was amazing. I couldn't stop watching. I watched the entire season that night. I stayed up all night. And then I didn't have YouTube Red, so I think at that time they were releasing each episode of season 2 each week, and I was just waiting each week to watch season 2.
Well,
to find out what's going on.
It's been quite a journey from season 2 to season 3, as you know, like that jump for the release date. It was obviously loads of fans are just like, oh, we want to see the next season, that finale, season 2. Like it was crazy, what happened to Miguel when Johnny leaving Cobra Kai. But like with Karate Kid as well, what did you think of that? And then the way they continued that through Cobra Kai, how did you feel about that?
I think they did an amazing job, like still telling the same story of the old characters and bringing in new ways of introducing it, especially through Johnny's side. That was like now kind of not a bad guy, but he's a good guy. He's the good kind of guy now. So people like Johnny a lot, and still Ralph, and I just love it. I love Karate Kid, and I think I'm not sure. I think I don't know if I've watched the second one fully. I have watched the second one fully, haven't I? I think I've watched all of them fully. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm trying to remember.
It's you remember you did, so you've watched all 3, like some of the villains that we haven't seen yet, like Terry Silver, Mike Barnes. We're still waiting on those guys, so I'm hoping we see them in the next season. I think Terry was teased, but how do you feel about the big 3 and the way they've gone about like bringing old characters and like continuing them with people like yourself and like Miguel and Robbie? Like it's great, isn't it? Like that inclusion with young characters, keeping it fresh, and then you've got obviously the legacy characters. Like, tell me what you think about the big 3.
They're amazing to work with. We all just connect, and they're all super nice and very professional. And just amazing to work with. And the writers, everybody on set, cast, crew, they're just amazing, and they always do their best and do an amazing job.
Was there anything that surprised you when you met any cast members, or any sort of experiences you had? You were like, wow, I wasn't expecting this, when you were on set for your shots.
Well, there's a funny moment in so do you remember when the Olive Valley was canceled in like the Frisbee scene with Eagle Fang? Well, when we were filming, me and my mom texted my dad on set and said, hey, what are you guys doing? And my dad said, oh, he's playing Frisbee with William Zabka.
That's actually so funny.
And she just started freaking out.
Yeah, I would be freaking out too, to be honest. I mean, that must have been the funniest like text as well.
Yeah.
So what was your favorite scene from season 3 that you enjoyed the most, or just generally?
I think the really special scene was the book scene and the finale. I think both of those, I can't compare those two. I like them both. They're really amazing.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not surprised you said about the book scene, because that must have been surreal for you personally.
Yeah.
And yeah, the finale, damn, that was such a cliffhanger, and the fight was so well choreographed. Like, it was very Star Wars, right? Like the way Robbie's joined Cobra Kai, betrays Johnny, like, oh, my father, I'm not going to listen to him, and all this kind of stuff. And
then how Kreese says, come on, son.
Yeah, Kreese is almost the Palpatine, right? And then Johnny's like Anakin, and then you have maybe Robbie is like Luke, or people like to see him as Anakin, and then Kreese is Palpatine. But I do like that. You definitely get the references there. But honestly, like that scene specifically with you and Zabka when he hits your book, like, was there any shots was there any other ways that was going to happen, or was that always like the final cut?
I think that was pretty much the way that we shot it. It was just that way, yeah. But and they had shot a few angles first of Johnny talking to the people who were in Cobra Kai, and then after a few angles, whenever we did the book scene with me, they came and got my dad and said, "You have to come watch this." And every time they just laughed. Every time. So my dad set up at the monitor with them.
Your dad must have been absolutely loving it. Like, it sounds like he was probably a very big fan of Karate Kid. So knowing that his son is like part of pretty much the whole universe must have, and for your mum as well, must have been surreal for them. And to to meet the big guys.
Whenever we watched the finale on TV, my parents just hugged me and cried and just started jumping up and down.
Oh my God. That must have been, well, to be honest, like, I think my mum will probably react in a similar way, so I can relate. Like, she'd be like so emotional, like, I'm so proud of you. I can imagine that. But like, yeah, what do you, so, you know, the whole thing with Eagle Fang Karate, like, did you know about the name, or was it when you were filming, like, did you kind of get like a surprise, like, oh, this is the name of the dojo? Was that kind of keep under tabs, if you know?
Not really. We knew about Eagle Fang, but
okay,
no one gave spoilers away or anything. It was very secretive. And whenever they released the picture of Johnny with the Eagle Fang shirt, it showed this part, but it didn't show the logo. And no one even thought about it, that it was going to be Eagle Fang. No one noticed the shirt. And I was like, come on.
I was like, when I first saw that reveal, I was like, Eagle, it was so Johnny, because, like, you know, he thinks eagles have fangs, and then, you know, Bert says to him about, like, you know, mongooses, you know, they kill eagles. And,
a real animal, Bert.
Yeah. And I love that transition, and then Johnny's like repping his red coat. It was honestly great. But that's actually a cool fact, to be honest. That name Eagle Fang, like, I never would have expected that, ever. Like,
kind of weird.
I mean,
I like it.
I think at first people were very 50-50 on the name. They're like, Eagle Fang is funny, but they weren't sure. But like, when people realize it's a Johnny thing, then you start realizing the name.
Yeah.
If you could name a dojo, what would you name it?
I don't know. I gotta think about this one.
Sure. I would probably take inspiration maybe from something you find badass, similar to how Johnny did it. Like, you literally got to just, I mean, I don't know what I'd call a dojo, but I would try and make it sound badass. You wouldn't want to make it sound like how Johnny says, not for pansies, you know?
Clarence karate.
Western karate or Western kicks.
Yeah, Western kicks.
I don't know. But yeah, like, this is an interesting one. So Eagle Fang, it's kind of similar to Cobra Kai, yet it doesn't really include the whole no mercy stuff, because Johnny's learned from that. He realizes, you know, it's good to be merciful sometimes, because, you know, life isn't always about showing no mercy. Do you think that Creep is too extreme with his ways in Cobra Kai? I want to know your thoughts on that.
Kinda. Especially, he wasn't that bad of a guy when he was younger, but I guess over time he just, you know, got,
I think it's like that. I mean, do you think it's justified that he's so extreme, or do you think it's like, yeah, it's still like, it's not really, this needs to be more reason for him to be like that?
He is extreme, but I don't really know. I guess I could understand it, but it's pretty crazy.
Yeah, for sure.
Pretty wild.
I mean, he pretty much orchestrated, you know, many things from his students, and you can see, like, they're doing all, like, they rock, for example, like, you know, when with Nate collecting the money from Miguel in the surgery, like, Hawk, Mitch, and a few of them, like, beat the hell out of him, and they kind of cause havoc for Miyagi-Do students, and it's like it's almost Chris is just constantly trying to get on top of his enemies. Why do you like Johnny?
Manipulating people. What
Right.
is it?
So, why would you prefer Johnny to Chris? Tell me that.
Because Johnny can act. He can be tough without being mean. Like
Right.
He's cool.
I mean, I think Johnny's learned a lot from his past. You know, like especially when the problems he's had with Daniel. Like, he probably realizes that he shouldn't have done certain things. Although, Daniel's kind of been difficult with him, like during season 1 and stuff. Do you feel like Daniel has been more of a nuisance to Johnny, or has Johnny still been a bit more problematic for him? What do you think about that?
I still think they have their same characteristics, but Johnny's more on the likable side now.
Right.
For sure.
Like you said, he's had like they sort of like flip the script with him. Like they make you feel really sympathetic for his character. And I was so shocked in the way they did it, because when I first saw Cobra Kai, I'm like, wait, Johnny? Wait, that's the guy that bullied Daniel. And then I started realizing, like, this is probably mainly going to be about him. And I love that idea of him having like a redemption arc in a way. But like the way you see Johnny treating Daniel, you don't really get backstory in Johnny. So Cobra Kai obviously fills in the blanks with that. With filming and with Cobra Kai, did you have a lot of like preparation with like any martial arts or anything like that to get you ready?
Yeah, I have done karate for about 3 years, and so yeah, but then I didn't know what Cobra Kai was about, so I've done research on the way there.
Yeah. Like, what kind of karate do you do then?
Martial arts, just karate.
Oh, okay. Was that something you always wanted to do, or was it like you were like sort of inspired to do it?
Always wanted to, probably, yeah.
Yeah. I used to do karate a long time ago, but I think I can't remember when I quit, but I quit at like probably like 9 or 10. But it's just started karate really like when I say style, I mean like, with like Cobra Kai and Miyagi-Do, like they clearly have different principles. Miyagi-Do is very like, it's like meditation in a way. Cobra Kai is like, it's like almost like flashing them. Right. Breaking boards, all this kind of stuff. Like, is your karate more? I mean, I'm guessing like there's a lot of styles of karate, even with the official like styles. But would you say your karate was more like Cobra Kai or more like Miyagi-Do?
A mixture of both, probably. Maybe leaning toward more Miyagi-Do, but I'd say a mixture of both.
Right. Okay, that's a good mix, because mine was purely like Miyagi-Do. It was very like, you do a lot of stretching, of course, and all that stuff. I guess that's normal, but it didn't feel like one bit of Cobra Kai, like having that like sense of intensity. It was very different. Although I do like both styles quite a lot. So based on your own karate experiences, apart from your character being in the series, would you see yourself in Cobra Kai, Eagle Fang, or Miyagi-Do based on real life, if they were real dojos?
Cobra Kai is pretty harsh.
Yeah, I can agree.
Yeah. Maybe Eagle Fang.
You're sticking. I like that. Staying loyal. I'm not gonna lie, but if I had a sensei like Johnny, I would 100% want to stay with Eagle Fang, because like he is not your regular sensei, and he's very unorthodox, and he's really funny as well. So like, if you have a sensei that can make you a badass, but also make it really fun, like you're getting the best of both worlds.
Very enjoyable.
Yeah, for sure. Whereas, like with Cobra Kai, like just imagine being imagine going to cry. It's almost like you're going to war. Like Chris makes you feel like you're in Vietnam. like he really makes things very extreme, and obviously it's almost like you're becoming a soldier or you're going into the army. Other than karate, Cobra Kai and stuff, what do you like doing in your spare time when you're not acting or even school?
I do gymnastics, tap, dance, ballet, piano.
Oh wow!
Sing. I do a lot of things. It keeps me busy.
Yeah, for sure. Especially during quarantine, like it's great you're doing a lot of things because during these times it's like you're very limited in what you can do, right?
Yeah.
So
I have 5 German Shepherds.
You have 5 German Shepherds.
Yes.
Damn, what are they called?
So we have the male and the female, and she had 9, but we couldn't keep 11 dogs. So
no mercy.
Yeah. But the male is named Chip, and the girl is named Joanna. My mom is obsessed with HGTV, so Chip and Joanna.
I love that.
And then the little ones, their name, well, they're not little anymore. They're big now. But Cuddles and very, Walker, because he likes to run a lot, but we just named him Walker. I don't know. Sassy, because she's very sassy.
That must have been like, did you guys get these names like on the dot, like when they were pups, or did it take like a bit of time? Yeah.
We're kind of because Cuddles, he'd always like to hug around his mom's face and stuff when he was like little, and we just named him Cuddles. And Walker, he would always walk to me like really like faster than the others. And Sassy, she just had attitude.
That must be amazing having 5 German Shepherds. Like I've had friends who've had a mix of dogs, like maybe 3 dogs. I personally would love a dog. I'm still very intertwined with what breed I choose because there's so many breeds. Like I like beagles, labs, German Shepherds, Huskies, but it's hard to choose, you know. You don't want to feel harsh, but you do have to show no mercy in what you choose because there's always going to be a dog you're going to leave behind, right? But damn, 5 German Shepherds.
They're very sweet. They're very sweet.
Wow, like they really must be. Would you say they're very like typical German Shepherds, or like they're very protective, or they kind of like the opposite?
Yeah, definitely. They got the build of a German Shepherd. They're really muscular, and we have like a big like yard for them, and when they go up on the hill and stuff, they just run back and forth, and watching them run is amazing. They're just like rockets back and forth constantly.
That's amazing, man. I mean, it's almost like you got your own pack, right? And like it's like you got your alphas in the pack, and I like that.
Sassy though, she's just like a little girl, and like she's just like so like, and then all of a sudden she can be all mean and just like make the other ones just like be like scary and stuff. Her name definitely suits her.
Would you say Sassy sort of instigates any trouble with all the other dogs, and then they like just start getting all like erratic and stuff like that?
They all have their moments of wanting to be, be brothers and sisters and be kind of mean to them.
Damn, that must be. I mean, I respect the hell out of that because, one or 2 dogs is obviously a lot of commitment, but to have 5 dogs, wow, it's almost like you got your own dojo of dogs, like Dog Kai. Wow, that's actually pretty dope. I think you could literally start a recruitment with dogs for karate. I think you would be the man, Shawn, for that. So you said about dancing. Has that been something you've done ever since day one, pretty much?
Pretty much, yeah. I do tap and ballet, and I love that a lot. And then gymnastics, I keep that up. And singing and piano, I do that. So it keeps me busy a lot.
Right. Like that's like how you've dealt with the whole pandemic and everything during this time, because you're very young, and obviously school I don't know exactly the situation with all the states, but I'm guessing school's been a little bit different during these times. So how do you feel that's got you through, like, the pandemic and such?
Well, I'm homeschooled, so it's
Oh, okay.
yeah. But with other things, you definitely have to take precautions and stuff to make sure that whenever you're doing other activities.
For sure. It's really important, of course, to stay safe and abide by the rules, because obviously there's so many people that we've had this pandemic for a year and a bit, right? And it's crazy how people just don't really abide to the rules and everything. And yeah, it's just it's one of those things, isn't it? It's just you just stay protected. That's it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean that's awesome though. I've heard, I think another cast member said they were homeschooled as well. So that's quite cool. I mean, I'm obviously never relate to that, but yeah, it must be cool to have an experience different to what other kids normally have, because it's like they all say the same thing and stuff, oh yeah, I went into public school and all that. But that's unique. So other than, are you much into gaming by any chance?
Occasionally. Yeah.
Do you have are you PC gamer, or do you have like a console?
I have a PS4 and an Xbox 360.
Yes, you have a PS4. If you got PlayStation, I'll always have respect for you. I mean, I won't hate on you if you got an Xbox, but if you have an Xbox One like now, or when like it was the current gen, like I felt sorry for you because most people are on PS4.
I got them both.
What kind of you got the best of both worlds. So what kind of games do you play when you go on?
There's this really creepy game called The Forest. And
oh my god, I know the game you're talking about.
Yeah, they're supposed to come out with the second one called Sons of the Forest this
year.
And I play whenever I go up my PlayStation, Spider-Man came with it, so I've just been playing that like all the time.
Oh man, I actually need to like play that a little bit more because I've been so behind on a lot of the PS4 games, and they got the Miles Morales one, and then they're doing a sequel to that Spider-Man game that you've got. So, I mean, I don't know when that's going to come out, but obviously, I just can't wait. Are you a Marvel fan then?
I have to be a DC fan and a Marvel fan.
I love how your mom just
because I've been in both. So.
Oh wow. Oh, that must be very hard to choose like one or the other. But which one did you get into first then, you would say?
DC, I have done 2 shows and a movie in DC, and I was in CWDC Stargirl. That was a lot of fun.
Oh wow, that's amazing.
Other ones I can't say. Can't say right now because they haven't come out yet.
Okay, cool. No, that's fine. Yeah, like I mean, DC's been pretty impressive with their TV. I personally don't watch DC TV. I feel like there's enough exposure here, but if you can find a place to watch it, then great. But I'm more MCU, so I'm a rival Dojo to you almost. You must like MCU though. Like they've done a phenomenal job with Avengers and Captain America, Iron Man. Who's your favorite Avenger?
Okay. Disney Plus.
Yeah. Like, do you have a favorite character from Marvel?
Spider-Man, Iron Man, Scarlet Witch, and Black Widow. Mostly Black Widow.
Black Widow is pretty dope. I like Scarlett Johansson a lot as well. I think does it great. Yeah. I mean, it's a shame that film got obviously delayed because she was getting her own film for once, and it would be quite cool to see that like Russian backstory. I feel, you know what? I feel DC is getting quite, it's starting to overtake Marvel in a way. Like you've seen all the films coming out, and obviously TV's still going strong. It's not long till I think the Snyder Cut comes out. Who's your favorite DC character?
Stargirl.
That's okay. Like, do you not like Batman, Superman, those guys?
I like Batman.
I think Batman is like, I mean, obviously he's insane in what he does. Like, he's a billionaire. He's probably the peak of a physical human being, but he's
Kind
still
of the
more
peak.
relatable than others.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, we can't relate to Superman. We don't have, we don't quite like have those powers or anything.
Yeah.
So hard to really make that judgment. But yeah, I mean, I mean, Marvel and DC are great. So what got you into acting? You're so young. You've obviously, you're very talented. You do loads of things. What like got you into it in the first place?
Well, I started when I was like 7, 8 years old, and there was a talent showcase in Orlando, Florida, and I auditioned, and they asked me to come down there, and I auditioned in front of talent agents, and I got picked, and I'm with Heyman Talent.
Nice one. Obviously you've been doing it for several years now, so you know, just building it up and getting better and better at things. How do you feel? Well, what are your future goals with like acting? Are you really trying to get up there and really like get your name out there? Like, what's your like motivation?
Yeah, I definitely want to pursue acting. I love acting and possibly directing whenever I get older.
Oh, dope! You're really thinking ahead there. Like, what's the one thing that you enjoy the most about being an actor?
Just being able to like be all these different characters and just seeing everyone's reaction whenever it's released, and just the joy people love it.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, it must feel you must have got approached once or twice or many times, like in the street, or oh, it's Shawn. Like, yeah, they must have recognized you. So, have you had any like cool fan experiences or anyone that's recognized you and it's sort of like it's really hit you?
Well, right now, Instagram and Facebook is blowing up with people asking me, like, wanting to meet me in autographs and stuff. And there's just so many people, it's hard to answer them back. It's hard to answer all of them back.
Right. And of course, then Cobra Kai has really like impacted you. Yeah. So, how do you feel Cobra Kai has impacted you and your career right now?
Yeah, it's definitely got my name out there. Yeah.
That's great. I think it's. I mean,
I got a call today from someone contacted my talent agent and wanted me to do an audition. So that's what I have to do tomorrow.
Oh, great. That's awesome. Like, you must be getting. Many of the actors I've spoken to have said the same thing. Like, they're getting obviously a lot more traction now. And Cobra Kai is really growing. Like on social media, like you said, it's going quite mad. And I mean, even on the channel, I've seen so many new people coming in and stuff like that, and it's great. What do you like about Cobra Kai the most?
I just love how it has everything. It has like drama, action, comedy. I just love how it has like everything.
Right.
Yeah.
Like it's a good balance, right? Like I love the way they sequence it. Like there'll be a moment of fighting, and then they'll break it up with a bit of humor, and then you get these smaller characters coming in, like Homeless Lynn, Pawn Shop Guy. It's great. I love Johnny's attitude as well, like because he's so stuck in the 80s. And like it's like the technology stuff, right? Like on Facebook, where he's trying to type to Aline, he thinks his laptop's broken, and he goes, "Oh, it's wireless." He's great. I honestly love the way Zabka does that. It's so perfect. I honestly like. I mean, I personally like it all, but I think the fight scenes they're phenomenal, and they're only getting better and better. Did you get to meet the stunt team that worked with Cobra Kai?
We didn't do like that many scenes with them, but I think maybe I may have met them like maybe like once or twice and stuff. Maybe at the cast party. Yeah.
Yeah. Hiro and Janelle, they do such a great job with all of the stunt work and the choreography. It's so well done, and it's definitely a highlight of the show, other than the writing and the twists. And what did you think of the scenes in Okinawa when Daniel goes and he sees Chosen and Kamiko?
That was really awesome. I love how the little girl who he saved who now works for Doriana. That was really, yeah.
Pretty cool. I love that kind of stuff. Because Chosen's hilarious, and the whole honk, like all that stuff was brilliant. Because people were wondering, is he going to get his revenge on Daniel? And I was like, he's probably going to beat Daniel, because all that he might still have that like aggression towards Daniel, and then he completely trolls him. It's hilarious. And the stuff with Kamiko was great from Mr. Miyagi. I think it's just so well how the writers have continued this without ruining the original trilogy, and I think that's the most important thing. When you watch a show, like you said it earlier on about what Cobra Kai has, what do you look for in a show that you go and watch?
Just that they have a good plot and just good characters and just chemistry and everything between all of them.
What's your favorite genre, if you have a favorite genre?
I don't really. I just like all of them. Like different days, different moods.
Right. Fair enough. Do you have like a list of shows you're watching right now? I assume you are, but
Cobra Kai top number one. Yeah, that's definitely number one. And WandaVision.
Oh, WandaVision, yes. I mean, that was it was interesting. What do you think about the first 2 episodes?
I loved it. I just love how it was like they wasn't like they were filming a 50s show in 2021. It was like they were filming a 50s show in the 50s. I think that was pretty cool.
It's really amazing how they captured the styles of the 50s and then going through the decades. And I do like that aspect of them going into different decades each episode. I mean, I can't wait till they get to like maybe the 80s and stuff and 70s.
I'm excited for that. And everyone's thinking about like Agnes and everything, and I still don't know about her yet. I'm still trying to figure out like who she is and things.
Yeah, is that the neighbor?
Yeah.
People think she could be one of the big villains, and I mean, I'm interested if there's. I think they've teased. I mean, I watched some videos afterwards after watching WandaVision, because Marvel, they love their Easter eggs and references, and they planned. I think they've teased a lot of villains.
I love how Wanda, she said, "My husband has an indestructible head," and then you can make this in a snap.
Yeah, like that's very smart. It's the first episode for me, I like sitcoms, but it really felt weird because you go from all the action-packed stuff of Endgame, and then you're suddenly here, and you're like
different. But they said that with the final like two or three episodes, you can really start to see like it to be a Marvel show. Like they said, it's really going to be like an Avengers level threat, so that'll be cool.
I think the second episode I enjoyed. The magic scenes, and
I like that one.
I think the first episode, it felt like quarantine, like they're in lockdown, they can't leave their house. I guess sitcoms nowadays probably feel a little bit different, but I'm very glad they've included a sitcom in the MCU, because it's something we've never seen before. And I'm a big fan of comedy. I'm sure you like comedy as well. And I guess it's something a lot of people look for in the show. I mean, overall, for me, I think WandaVision it's very it's hard to. I think it'll grow on you, but I'm just waiting for when it gets deeper into into the decades. So are you excited for the other Marvel shows that are coming out later this year?
I think there's like Loki and stuff. I'm pretty excited about that, and I know Black Widow is supposed to come out May 1st. I'm really excited about that one.
I hope it doesn't get delayed. I really hope they
Again,
just, even if pandemic is worse or the same, like I just want them to release it Disney Plus. I'll pay the 30-20 bucks, whatever it is. I just want to watch it.
yeah.
What do you like the most about Black Widow? Because we'll talk about that. Because you said you really liked Natasha.
Yeah.
So what do you like about her the most?
I like how she's finally getting her own movie. And I think the reason they're waiting is because she's been waiting for this so long. But I do wish they would put it on Disney Plus though, because I do really want to watch it really, really bad.
I think they just. I'm worried, like they're thinking more about money. Like going from like, oh yeah, we want to have like a massive theater release, which I understand, but at this rate, yeah, just put it on Disney Plus so we can watch it. It's been too long, and poor Scarlett Johansson though, like she's probably been waiting 11 years for this movie since she debuted in MCU.
Oh yeah,
it is quite crazy. Like, just imagine being that patient and being so involved in something, yet you haven't got your own version of that.
Yeah.
It is quite crazy. Are you excited for the Captain America one, Falcon and Winter Soldier?
That's gonna be cool because I don't really know what they're gonna do with that one yet. I've seen like a little clip of that, but I don't really know what they're gonna do with that. But Loki, I know that's supposed to be pretty cool, and I don't really know what the other ones are yet.
I think the other ones. I mean, I think there's that What If one. I don't know if you've read it, but that's quite cool because that's going into stuff we probably haven't seen before.
Yeah.
I think we got actually a lot coming next year as well. Secret Invasion, like Fantastic Four. Some other films are coming out.
Oh yeah. Yeah. X-Men and them. Yeah.
Right. X-Men is X-Men's huge. It's I mean, I just hope they get it right, because I really felt Fox kind of screwed the pooch on that, but I do have faith in all of that. Maybe we'll see you in an MCU show in the future. Who knows? You gotta get on that. We gotta get some fan art going for you. I think I've got a question for you. For most people, someone asked, what character did you play in Cobra Kai?
In Cobra Kai, Cobra Kai Dojo, and then Eagle Fang Karate, and then the new Dojo, whatever. I think they're gonna. I don't know what they're gonna do with their name, but that Dojo collage, and then.
Yeah, that actually the finale. It's interesting, isn't it? Like you were saying earlier on, Daniel and Johnny are so different, but then they're like training together. They're preparing the tournament together.
Yeah.
How are they going to go about it? Like, I mean, it's interesting. Like, when they merge as well, I want to know. Like, I think Johnny's going to be like the man to teach offense. Daniel's going to be the guy to teach defense, and it's going to be hard though. Right. And it's also the merge. You remember Dimitri was trying to create that like protocol for Miyagi-Do and Eagle Fang.
And the Christmas thing, yeah.
Yes, that was interesting because like they're kind of split on how they're going to look at the tournament. The same design. Are they going to actually just be separate and just sort of? I don't know how that's going to work in the tournament. And one thing that interests me is how is Kreese going to get unbanned at the tournament?
Oh yeah. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean it's. I mean they'll probably answer that, but I feel it's probably something to do with Terry Silver.
Right.
Oh, have you got a good question about Marvel again? Have you seen Guardians of the Galaxy?
Yes, I have.
So one of the people in one of my subscribers, he's basically created this Guardians of the Galaxy video. Well, it's actually the finale of season 2, but he's put the opening soundtrack from Guardians 2 in that scene, and it comes out really well. You should check it out on YouTube maybe later. It's I can send you the link or something after this. It's really funny, and you'll probably be like,
yeah,
it's funny. I'm just saying. Sorry, I think we had another question. I'm just trying to find it. Oh, is there anyone that you didn't meet while you were shooting your scenes?
I did not meet Allie. I didn't even know she was going to be on the show. They kept that really secret, and I didn't meet young Kreese, and I didn't meet. I'm trying to think. Oh, I didn't meet Chosen or anyone like in Okinawa or anything.
Oh, that's a shame.
Yeah, wish I would have.
I mean, I'm still glad you obviously met like who you did. You know, Zabka, the other guys.
Yeah.
But yeah, if you met, I mean, I'm guessing your parents would have gone more crazy if they met like the other guys as well, because obviously they're all huge. Yeah, Ali being back, like I think that was quite insane. Do you think out of Ali and Carmen, who do you think is better for Johnny?
Ali and Johnny have a lot of past and stuff, you know, chemistry, but I don't know. I like Carmen too. I don't know. I can't choose.
It's hard because like Johnny's like trying to move on from Ali now, finally, because he doesn't want to screw up things with the girl.
I think they did good with that, the writers. How they, I think that's pretty good.
I do like the way Ali was the bridge between Daniel and Johnny, and sort of was the reason why they like put their stuff in the past, and obviously because of the finale as well. It's really cool that the way the writers dealt with like you said, it's they didn't like give Ali less importance. They gave her so much importance, although we didn't really see her much. So that was good. It's just it's interesting with the whole going into season 4, like with the tournament, you know, returning characters possibly. Do you have any predictions for season 4, like personally things you might see or want to see?
I don't really have any predictions, really. I don't really know. I don't really know how this is going to play out.
Yeah. It's obviously going to be a very intense season. It's the second tournament. I mean, Cobra Kai could win it, and if Johnny and Daniel lose, then like it's all doom and gloom, isn't it? Like, what's going to happen to them?
I forgot they have to. One of them has to leave.
Right.
I forgot.
Remember Kreese? Kreese says, "Let's do this the old-fashioned way," and then brings up the tournament, and then the other guys or Johnny intervenes, saying, "Oh, we're not going to lose," but he doesn't. We don't even know what happens to them if they lose, because he didn't even let Kreese finish. So I'm kind of like, oh my god, if they lose, like this show is gonna get more crazy. Like, it's honestly like it's honestly crazy. Who's your favorite character from Cobra Kai?
I like the kid that gets the books knocked out of his hands. That's pretty cool. No, Johnny. I like Johnny. He's pretty cool.
Yeah, I'm sorry. That was a question that kept coming up. I think he's one of the fan favorites, clearly.
Yeah.
That kid with the book, he's going to be something in the future. I don't know who that guy is. You know who that guy is? Did you get to meet? No, you obviously met Owen Morgan, who played Bert. He was obviously an Eagle fan. Did you get to meet Nathaniel O?
Yeah, I did. Yeah.
Because obviously there's quite a lot of guys that are around your age in the series that like, who did you meet first out of all the youngsters?
I met the people. The first day on set was the clearance scene. And so I worked with all of the original people who were in Cobra Kai Dojo first, and then getting kicked out. And being an Eagle fan, meeting all of them, working with Bert and then Owen.
Right. Like behind the scenes, was there any like did you like actually chill with Clarence, or was it just like you're just getting ready for that shot or anything? Because obviously you don't hold Clarence in the scene, but I'm guessing everyone kind of went, "Oh, we got a little pet here," and then
I guess I can't really remember. Maybe. I think we did. Yeah.
Was there any
Here's Martin's little buddy, him and Owen.
in any of your scenes, was there improv with any of the moments with characters, like anything like that?
I don't think so. Maybe. It may have been. I don't know. I'm not sure.
I feel like a lot of some of it, I mean, you know, obviously shows are scripted and stuff, but you know, when you get moments where you're like, oh,
Yeah.
that was hilarious, and that, like, it's amazing when you hear it wasn't scripted, and I'm always curious if the scene was scripted or not. Even like the way maybe Martin screams "Get out!" like that could have been improv. I mean, it's always interesting how they do things, but like you were saying earlier on, the writers are absolutely hilarious.
Oh yeah.
And they really know what they're doing with the comedy stuff.
Sure. Oh yeah.
I mean, I really hope we see you back in season 4. I can't wait for that season. I'm just hoping we get it earliest 2022. And yeah, I mean, it's just gonna be badass. I know it's gonna be great. You know, Eagle Fang are gonna be back, and I honestly can't wait. We'll get a few more questions in, and that'll be it. But someone's asked, who is your favorite person to work with on set? That might be a difficult one.
Ooh. Since Billy is my sensei, I have to say Billy.
Yeah, it's gonna have to be Billy with that one. Did you meet Anthony? You know, Griffin, who played
Yeah, I
Daniel Luther's son.
Yeah, the cast.
Oh, awesome! What was it like meeting him?
What is it?
What was it like meeting him?
Oh, he was super nice. They're all super nice. They're amazing to work with. They're very professional.
With all the cast you've met, were you surprised with some of the actors, like the way they were? Like you were like, wow, I didn't know he was this, like, apart from the ones that you actually know. Did you know any of the cast members, like, prior to when you did your scenes?
Well, since Peyton List was on Jesse, I knew who she was.
Right.
Yeah. And I don't really think I knew who they were before being on set.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, that yeah, I think it's when next time obviously you're on set, you obviously know everyone now, and you're just hoping to see the others. I honestly hope we see Chosen and those kind of characters again. I really hope we see Ali as well. It'd be cool to see someone like that. But yeah, Shawn, thank you for coming on CKO, and I hope you enjoyed it. I think, no worries. My pleasure. Good luck with the rest of your career. Make sure you keep doing what you're doing. Look after your dogs. And yeah, for sure. Thank you for coming on, and yeah, it's been a blast.
Anytime. Thank you.
All right. Thank you guys for joining as usual. I'll see you next time on CKN, and take care.